The chirping of birds echoes somewhere, blending with the breeze into a soothing lullaby. That morning, I sat on the familiar wooden bench in the school garden, taking deep breaths to savor the scent of the blooming lavender. I always felt that as long as I had this garden, I could escape the chaos of life for a while, leaving behind pressures I couldn't confide in anyone. Leaning down, I gently brushed my fingers over the soft petals. And then it happened. A sudden pain gripped my chest like an invisible rope tightening around my breath. I stopped, trying to take a deep inhale, but the air seemed to vanish. The asthma attack, my unwelcome companion, struck without warning, sweeping away the peace in an instant. Panicked, I fumbled for the familiar inhaler in my bag. I always carried it with me, carefully checking before leaving the house. Everything around me blurred. The sound of rustling leaves, chirping birds, even the light, all faded into obscurity. It felt like I was drifting into a bottomless void. Is there no one here? Am I going to die here alone? Faint, hazy thoughts flitted through my mind, weak like a haunting dream. But then, something miraculous happened. A deep, calm voice called out,
"Here."
I lifted my head. Before me, as if stepping out of a fairy tale, was Alex. He stood there, the light behind him accentuating his calm yet enigmatic face. In his hand was my inhaler, the thing I had been desperately searching for. Why are you here? The question formed in my mind, but I couldn't voice it. Without hesitation, I took the inhaler from his hand and used it, clinging to the last sliver of hope. Slowly, my breathing returned, my chest relaxed, and air filled my lungs once more. When I looked up to thank him, Alex was gone. He had disappeared without a trace, as if he had never been there. Yet I knew it wasn't a dream. His presence, his composed but warm gaze, all of it was etched vividly into my memory, like a passing breeze leaving an everlasting resonance. That evening, I recounted the story to Nori, my best friend. We sat in her small room, always comforting with its string lights twinkling softly on the walls. Nori sat cross-legged on her bed, her eyes lighting up as she listened.
Don't you think it's strange?
Nori asked, her voice teasingly playful.
Alex totally likes you, for sure.
I laughed and shook my head. No way. He probably just happened to be there. Nori gave me a knowing look, her eyes sparkling as if she had uncovered a great secret.
You really think that? Alex, the guy who avoids everyone, the one nobody truly understands, just happened to show up exactly when you needed help?
I fell silent. Her words were like a stone thrown into a calm lake, stirring ripples in my thoughts. Could Alex, someone I always thought of as distant and reserved, actually care about me? Impossible. Yet, why couldn't I stop thinking about him? The questions circled endlessly, pulling me into a whirlpool of emotions with no escape. When Liam returned, I thought I would feel happy. He had once been my closest friend, someone who shared every joy and sorrow of my childhood. I remembered the summer afternoons we spent running under the trees, making paper airplanes and launching them high into the wind. But the Liam, who stood before me now, was no longer that boy. Stepping out of a sleek black car, he looked entirely different, dressed in a sharp suit, his hair perfectly styled, and his confident smile. Everything about him was too flawless, making him feel like a stranger.
"Hi, Jenna. Long time no see."
Liam said, a fleeting smile crossing his lips. "Hi," I replied, but my voice sounded distant even to myself. Liam talked about his life in Germany, about his achievements and the opportunities he had seized. But within those stories, I couldn't find the Liam I once knew, the boy who had told me his biggest dream was to become a pilot and soar through the skies to see the world from above. Whenever Alex and Liam appeared together, the air between them felt like an impending storm. Liam, with his confidence and perfect image, always tried to capture my attention. Alex, on the other hand, remained silent and composed, as if he didn't need to prove anything. But it was Alex's silence that made it impossible for me to look away. One time, while Alex and I were working on assignments in the library,
Hi.
Liam walked in.
Jenna, I need your help with something.
He said, his tone more of a command than a request. "I'm busy," I replied, trying to stay calm. Liam ignored my response, sitting beside me and launching into a conversation unrelated to anything important. Alex stood up, gathering his books. With a calm voice, he said,
I'll leave you two to talk.
Watching him walk away, I felt an inexplicable sadness. Liam smirked, triumphant, but I knew that in that moment, I had lost something important. The day of the graduation ceremony arrived like a storm, loud, chaotic, and filled with mixed emotions. Standing at the threshold of a new chapter, I was no longer the girl who had started school with budding dreams yet to bloom. I was now someone with fully grown aspirations, accompanied by memories I could never erase. When Alex's name was announced for the academic award, I couldn't contain my emotions. He stood up, his face as calm as ever, but his eyes held something different, a quiet joy and gratitude he rarely showed. He was the winner of the most prestigious competition of the year, earning a full scholarship to study abroad. It was an opportunity few could attain. Amid the applause, I stood still, my heart a mix of pride for him and fear for myself. Over time, we had grown so important to each other. I couldn't deny that I loved him, even though we had never officially said the words. Alex, with his mysterious stoic nature, had captured my heart. But now, a new path awaited him. A life in another country, thousands of miles away. As the crowd dispersed, I saw Alex standing alone outside, leaning against a wall, lost in thought. I walked over, my feet heavy with hesitation. I wanted to tell him everything in my heart, but no words came. Alex turned to me as I approached, his eyes softer than I had ever seen them.
What's on your mind?
I'm scared, I admitted, my voice trembling. Scared that everything will change too fast. Scared that we'll drift apart. Scared that what we've built will become meaningless. Alex looked at me for a long moment, his gaze steady and reassuring. Then he stepped closer, taking my hand in his.
You don't have to be scared.
He said gently but firmly.
Distance can't break the bond we've created. No matter where we are, you'll always be the most important person to me.
His words were like a balm to my restless heart, easing my fears. I looked up at him, my eyes wet but my lips forming a small smile. "I'll miss you," I whispered, as if making an unspoken promise.